Eating in silence bit? There's no bit there. Someone said, please, NL, my soup has gone cold because you didn't go live on time. I've been waiting here. I can't eat until I get a little bit of entertainment on the screen. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Eating in silence will strengthen your moral fiber. And I think that's true. I don't think it's a big deal. But I do think it's, raw dogging life a little bit is fulfilling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Being a little bit bored is like, it opens up part of your mind, you know? You become more introspective and maybe learn something about yourself, maybe enjoy a trenchant observation about your own life. That's true. The food itself is entertaining too. Does eating while talking to other people count? Real life, yes. On a Discord call, no. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I feel blessed that I've never been on a Discord call with somebody and heard like a clanking fork and spoon. I think you must have. Well, like maybe when Corey's eating during stream. But then, like, I kind of understand. I used to be like, man, this guy's really, like, he eats at the start of, like, Jackbox every week, huh? But then I'm like, when I talked to him during Chain Together, and Justin was like, what'd you guys eat for breakfast? And I was like, toast. And then they were both like, fucking nothing. It's like, really? You're really starting, like a 9-hour stream fasted? That seems insane to me. Why am I the one that's always angry at my chat? You guys should be like more irritable. How was the Peloton this morning? Enriching. I woke up 10 minutes late, which meant I need to pull 10 minutes off my ride, but it was still a 90-minute ride, then a 20-minute ride in zone 2. I had a recreational sports activity yesterday afternoon as well, so I was feeling a little bit drained this morning, but still got the job done. Which songs played? None songs. I'm a podcast girly right now. You ever thought about getting into rollerblading? Yep, when I was like 8 or 9, I think. I don't know why people are laughing. It's not a joke answer. It would literally kill you now. I honestly think it would be totally fine. I know how to skate. In fact, I've done a lot of rollerblading in my life. I don't know why there's other like motherfuckers in their 30s that are like, I can't do this stuff that I used to do. That time will come. Don't worry about that. But like, you should still be able to do a couple things I have a hard time doing. When my daughter tells me to like climb up on the jungle gym with her in the playground, I'm like, that's tough for me because they have like safety bars and stuff that make it so kids who are 2.5 feet tall don't fall off of it and break their collarbones. So you gotta like either, WWE yourself over the safety bar or do like some shitty parkour to like try to get under it, like slide through it like you're pit maneuvering like your motorcycle under a garage door or something like that. But otherwise, like, I think you should be chilling, man. Can you hear me? I'm muted. Hear me? Hello? I'm muted and my capacitive mute button didn't unmute, so I had to like unplug it and then plug it back in. Oh no. Daniel Raid at 9:32 a.m. Pacific time? I understand. It's kind of like, listen, brother, I get it. I understand. I'm acting in solidarity. 4th of July falls on a Wednesday. No, never mind. It falls on a Thursday. I've been off by one day this week, but there's the pressure to do a 4-day weekend, but you're also like, I gotta keep some irons in the fire. Otherwise, ignoring the economic aspect of it, like we're gonna lose progress in Elden Ring, So you gotta get some traction. I understand, man. That's how it goes. Especially because this is not like people without kids don't understand what it's like, but like people with kids, you don't need to like plan time off necessarily because like life will plan it for you. And I don't mean, surprise, we're going on vacation. I mean, like, hey, all 3 kids are sick. So, like, you need to, like, help out today. I understand that. Yeah. Thoughts on Dan Giesling wearing Crocs as a grown man? If you don't have children, shut your mouth, basically. Is what I'm trying to say. Is parental superiority. Thoughts on you judging a grown man's footwear choices in lieu of having a real personality and inner values that drive you to behaviors that you find spiritually fulfilling? An empty soul in a full closet. Can you beat the allegations? Someone woke up cranky? What are you talking about, woke up cranky? You're the one that basically said, hey, your friend wears shitty shoes. I don't know who you are. Daniel is one of my great friends. Who woke up cranky? You insulted a stranger. I defended a friend. And somehow I'm the mean one? Society is sick, man. Society's been real twisted. I don't know what happened. Well, how did we become a society where people sell out their friends on social media for attention from strangers? You're banished from the tribe. The tribe has spoken. And in this tribe, fire represents life. And I licked my finger. The tribe has spoken. You've been removed. You're in the Ponderosa. Nobody even remembers who you are. When they play the finale, they're like, oh, I remember this guy. And you know what? It's not even the first person that got banished. Because the first person that got banished, most people tend to have sympathy for them because it's just like, hey, it's been 2 days. You don't know anything about these people, but we got to vote. You're like the third person who got banished, which is like after like 6 days, they were like, get this dude out of here. I can't live with this dude for another 22 days. Like they knew enough to know that they didn't want you around. So what do I think about my friend wearing Crocs? I think it's a convenient footwear choice for someone who's got a lot of overhead in other areas of their life. You would probably wear Crocs too if you thought your day was done and then you realized you got 90 minutes of shit to do in the garden at 8:15 p.m. on a Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, you'd probably understand the value of Crocs. Thoughts on the average chatter having no 401k, but $1,500 in Honkai Star Rail cosmetics? I don't have any thoughts on that. You know, speak your truth. Follow the light that leads you, the North Star of your own life. Leave my friends out of it. Property is property. You don't have access to this is why we need Web3, man. You don't have access to the Honkai Star Rail stuff. You can't take your Honkai Star Rail Tron light cycle motorcycle and then bring it into Elden Ring so you can fast travel to the DLC, okay? You don't have it, man. That belongs to MiHoYo or whatever the company's called. MiHoYo? You got it. They rebranded to HoYoverse. Accent on the yo-ho. I was banging 7-gram rocks, you know. Winning. Come on, bro. I got tiger blood. Epic winning. Are you bipolar? I'm by winning. Win here, win there, win everywhere.
Some are saying that you're bipolar.
Wow, what does that mean?
I guess that, you know, you're on two ends of the spectrum.
Wow. And then what? What's the cure? Medicine? Make me like them? Not gonna happen. I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Tell me about the last time you took drugs.
The last time I took drugs, I probably took more than anybody could survive. You know.
What are we talking about? How much?
I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed. I have one gear. Go.
How do you survive that?
Because I'm me. Because I'm me. I'm different. I just have a different constitution. I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I have a different, you know, I get tiger blood, man.
It's so crazy to have been a millennial like the whole time I've been alive. Do not cite the old words to me, which I was there when they were written. That's terrible. Not as terrible as like being born in the 2000s, but listen, I'm not trying to punch down. Speaking of being born in the 2000s, time to get cyberbullied by teenage South Americans for getting one thing wrong in Pokedoku. Here we go. You have to remember, I was born in 1988, okay? You are kind of like the first influencer in many ways. It's probably me, Aristotle, Cato the Elder, Alexander the Great, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You would not be playing Pokemon right now if it weren't for me in 1997, embarrassing myself in the 5th grade, giving a speech about Pokemon to the rest of my class who were all saying, what the hell is this nerd talking about, okay? I fought on the vanguard, on the front lines of the Pokemon culture war with the OG Gen 1 so that you could be here and excoriate me for thinking that Lucario is a dark type. Because I think he cast Shadow Ball, but actually it's called like Psyblast or something like that. So show some respect, okay? So I'm gonna say something simple. I see a Caterpie with a hat made the puzzle today. Monotype bug, Caterpie. Show some respect. That's a given. Monotype Kanto, easiest guess in the world, Rattata. Monotype first in evolutionary line, I mean, it's a gimme, bro. Almost any Pokemon from Generation 1. We respect this. How about Ponyta? 0.4%. It feels amazing that it's 0.4%, but also it's 0.4%. Not because it was a pull, but because there were like a billion possibilities here. Ice first in the evolutionary line. Easy, bro. Who's the guy? I'm thinking of Piloswine. But there's a Swinub. I'm thinking of Swinub, the first in the evolutionary line, first of his name. Okay. Bug Ice strikes me as very difficult for me. Bug Grass is one of those ones that like I think I whiffed on yesterday. Embarrassingly. No, wait. Oh, I'm thinking of Grass. Grass Ice is Shiftry, because we had that yesterday. But this is a different cross-section. Bug Grass we definitely had. I don't remember who it was though. It's like an anorith? That kind of looks like a bug you'd find in the grass. Maybe it's a monotype. Oh, I'm not mad at that one. I can't be mad at that one. We got, what, one more guess? A bug that lives in the grass or does grass attacks. So Scyther is like bug flying. Grass. Pinsir, maybe? Pinsir could be a bug grass. Nope. I'm still pretty proud of myself, honestly. Oh, it's Paris. It's Paris. Yes, I forgot about him again. And there he is, the most common. And Snom. There must not be... There's Frosmoth and Snom. That's it. There's only 2 bug ice. I don't know either of them, honestly. You should learn Snom. I just don't think there's a realistic path to like that happening at some point in my life. Let me take a... Brother, this is the French Connection. This is the French Connection. William Friedkin. I just watched this like 3 months ago. You think I'm not going to remember the openings? It's probably like the second scene in the French Connection. Did I give it 3 stars, no heart? Yes, because I think maybe you kind of had to be there in 1970 when it came out in order to actually feel the weight of it, instead of where I am, having been born much after it was released and instead seeing its inspiration. So as a result, when I saw the original, I was like, this is derivative, even though I've got it ass backwards. But like, dude, you still think I'm not going to remember? I was paying attention, man. How'd you remember this picture? Because unlike the average Andrew out there, and I'm not bringing generational divides into it, I'm focused as a motherfucker when I'm watching movies on the bike. I'm not like, oh, I got one little panel on my screen for the movie. I'm in a Discord voice call simultaneously. I'm ordering DoorDash. I'm playing ZZZ, the new game from Hoyoverse. I'm watching the movie, man. This is the opening scene of, one of the opening scenes of the movie. That's Gene Hackman as Santa Claus right there. This is, he's the chief bad guy in the French Connection. Listen, politics does get involved at some point, and then that's Gene Hackman, who I still think looks a little bit like Sips, man. He does. It's crazy. I want to beat the cinephile allegations, but I'm not going to do it when you get the French Connection in one. From a picture of Italy. Fortune, Power, Nature, Mad. What are periodicals? These are like magazines. What? O is also a magazine. Nature is a journal. No! Okay, hold. Can't afford 2 X's on that. Bubblegum, something you chew. Something you buy at the store. Something you blow bubblegum. You chew it. You chew it? I mean, euro and yen definitely seem... Maybe this is the trick question, because they seem connected, but I don't think there's any other currencies. Oh, to long, to desire, to pine, and to yearn? Long, desire, pine... Is it possible Power is not a magazine? There we go. Magazines. Bubblegum pink. Power pink. Pine pink. These might be different perfumes. Bubblegum euro K yen? No. K. Like these seem like, to me, those seem like fragrance names. Yen and euro existing together is pissing me off here. Normally we would be able to suss out like the red herring by now. Desire, pine, long. Like these, if this is a red herring, I'm pissed. But it has to be a red herring. Because if this is like synonyms for yearning, like there's no one that's even close. Like power does not fit it. You're p-hacking this. So we know the closest one that we know must be wrong, which is pissing me off. Bubble gum. I'm stumped. I think I gotta resign myself to luck. But it's so hard to break out of the human impulse that this must be wrong, yet it's my closest right answer, which does not make sense. No, sorry, not power. Pine. Power through. Bubblegum through. Desire, to pine, to long, to yearn. Euro yen, to yearn. To yank. To one away. I don't know, man. To yearn. Yen. Yen means yearn. Yen means yearn? What is this fucking Grindelwald, Beowulf? What's this Beowulf and Grendel thing, man? Yen means yearn? I don't even know what this one is either. Bubblegum, K, power, euro. Oh, types of pop! I could have gotten that! Now that I see them laid out in front of me like this, the relationship is very clear. Listen, I don't have survivor's, what's the opposite of survivor's guilt? I don't have survivor's euphoria over this. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm superior to other connections players because I got this one. This was pure luck. What the fuck is yen, man? Yen, yearn? Like, they opened up thesaurus.com for this one. What's an example of power pop? I don't know, like Cheap Trick, something like that. Cheap Trick, Weezer, like Phil Spector, Wall of Sounds, mixed with like 4/4 time signatures. This sounds right to me. Green Day? Well, yeah, that's like pop punk, alt rock. I mean, they mix together a little bit. There's a lot of cross-pollination. Cheap Trick is bubblegum? No, bubblegum is like Mandy Moore. That's like Tiffany or like, I don't know, Cyndi Lauper or something. Aqua, that's a good one. Mandy Less, please? I don't know. I think that she's got her place. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just saying, if you were doing a 30-minute pop ride on Peloton from Abby Love, or Ally Love, and she played Candy by Mandy Moore, you wouldn't be like, oh, I didn't expect this. You would be like, of course. December 21st, 2012. Honestly, I gotta think about this one. I think it's possible that one of these could be, well, I was gonna say Dark Knight Rises, but I find it hard to, I bet you're Man of Steel, although it's hard to believe Man of Steel wouldn't come out during the summer. Adventure, fantasy, action. You might be, it's hard for me to believe that you would be a Harry Potter film just because I think this would be around the end of the run. I also, as the elder millennial among us, I don't think that I see a Harry Potter movie falling 56% in its second week and only, it's a lot of money, but only being at 150 mil after 2 weeks. Ian McKellen. Okay. This is one of the Hobbit films. This might be The Hobbit, which is an unexpected journey. All the data points make sense now. People did not really like it. It didn't perform at Harry Potter's level. It definitely didn't perform at Lord of the Rings level. It makes perfect sense. Paramount Pictures opened to $15 million, starring Tom Cruise. A $15 million movie starring Tom Cruise. Must have been Jack Reacher. People didn't know how to take this one. $11 million movie from Universal starring Paul Rudd. This must be This Is 40. It just adds up. The data just points towards it. 20%, so this looks like Oscar bait to me. 20% drop in week 5. Very respectable. It's made an equally respectable $80 million, starring Chris Pine. This, maybe not Oscar bait. Could be Star Trek. Star Trek Into Darkness came out maybe a year after this. But that should have cleared 100 million by now. It's a family animation movie. Okay, I gotta simmer on that one for just a moment. Touchstone Pictures fell 21%, 116 million, starring Daniel Day-Lewis from 2012. Lincoln is later, or is it? Phantom Thread is later. He doesn't do that many movies. Is this just Lincoln? My timeline for Lincoln is all messed up. Because I watched this on an airplane, but it must have been like 5 years after it came out. So my timeline's all distorted. Okay, now we're probably going to need a tagline. You better believe. And it's not wish. You better believe. When an evil spirit known as Pitch lays down the gauntlet to take over the world, the immortal guardians must join forces. We've done this. This came up in like Rotten Tomatoes, Tomato Daily. It's like a movie where lots of characters from fairy tales and folk tales come together to defeat someone. But I don't remember what it's called at all. Together? Something Together, maybe? Or Away We Go? Or hang on. My brains is beating around the bush. Off We Go? Weeding night. It's probably weeding night. It's not open on the range, home on the range. That's about cows. Open season, I think, is about animals. The woods, Into the Woods. Into the Woods, though, isn't Into the Woods like, that's like a horror film or I don't know. What is it? Oh, Rise of the Guardians. I wasn't even close. They really put a lot of sauce into the poster, huh? Is this the right movie? Like, is Santa Claus teaming up with like Tinkerbell to take down a witch or something? Yeah, pretty much. That's Jack Frost. Okay. I mean, I did not see this. Let's be honest. I did. Well, I mean, if you're like, I saw lots of shitty kids movies when I was a kid. I was an adult at this point. So I'm not mad at you. I'm kind of mad at you if you're like, 30 now, and you're like, don't talk shit about Rise of the Guardians. That's my comfort movie. Your comfort movie should probably be Straw Dogs or something like that at this point. Don't come to me because, can I get a Rotten Tomatoes check on Rise of the Guardians, please? 74? You guys are just typing numbers. 87? It's good? 74. I got to see this shit, man. Maybe it's not bad. I'm sorry. Generation after generation, immortal guardians like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy protect the world's children from darkness and despair. However, an evil boogeyman named Pitch Black schemes to overthrow the guardians. It falls to a winter sprite named Jack Frost to... Listen... Richard Roper, December 4th, 2012, 1.5 stars out of 5. Less than compelling storyline. Get smoked. Get smoked, kid. You know what? 74% on Rotten Tomatoes? Okay, whatever. It got a 30% on richardroper.com. I know who I put my faith in. My comfort film is Kick-Ass. How old am I? I'm going to say you were 14 in 2010. Should make you 28 years old right now. Can I get a check on this one? That's from Jake Man T. Although you are into fighting games based on your badge, which tends to skew a little older. Maybe you saw it when you were 25, in which case you would be like my age. Holy shit, I'm 27, turning 28 in a month. He will know our ways as if born to them. It's not a, listen, A, is not an exact science, and B, it's not complicated. Your comfort movie is probably like the first movie you saw in theaters that was good with your friends without your parents. Because it's that intermingling of neurochemistry where you got like your first taste of freedom and like a social life with like-minded peers mixed with like a movie that realistically is probably like a 3.5 out of 5, but was elevated by the circumstances to be the best experience of your life at that time. This shit is Booger Man. This is Booger Man. Booger Man 2. Day of the Tentacle. It's a pizza. This is Pizza Tower. That one's for you, Coney. Have you played it? No, and I don't think I will, because everybody says that Pizza Tower is like a goated homage to Wario Land. And like I played the Wario Land games when they came out when I was like a little kid. I don't really want to go back. I'm a Mario guy, man. I don't like to like pick up stuff and go through doors. I like to jump over gaps. Jumping over gaps is that's where I belong. You jump over a lot of gaps. Yeah, but I think you're also picking up stuff and going. Like here's my thinking. You know why I love Mario? And it's kind of like a bit of Stockholm syndrome. I think I love this because I also grew up with it, not because it's necessarily innately better. Mario never has you go through the same door twice. Once you go through a pipe or you go through a door, that shit is like X'd out. Do not touch it ever again. You just go left to right. I've never been lost in a 2D Mario game. Well, some of the Mario Maker levels, but anyway. What about that one castle in Mario 3? It's just intuition. Then you go like third path, bottom path, upper path. Then all of a sudden Bowser's there. And you're like, oh shit, it's Bowser. What do I do? And then he jumps and you go under him and step on like whatever that axe is. And you're like, oh, the same thing I do every castle. Chance of Sonar. It's not part of the Chance of Sonar franchise. Journey. Not part of that franchise either. This one, I don't know if I'm going to get this one. Celeste. No, not Celeste, huh? Okay. Guacamole. Mario. That's Mario, man. That's Mario in a sombrero. Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah, no, obviously it's not Galaxy, man. Galaxy's in outer space. Fake fan. Only 3D Mario I fuck with, Mario 64. You don't have to plus 2 it. It's not like, I'm not saying categorically they're bad. I'm just saying I'd like kind of aged out of them. A lot of damage to my gamer cred actually happened just by backing the wrong horse in the console generation that had the GameCube. I was an N64 guy and a PlayStation 2 guy. Nothing wrong, or an N64 and a PlayStation guy. Nothing wrong with that. Next generation, people said the GameCube's for kids. So I'm like 14 years old. I'm like, I'm not a little kid. I'm basically an adult. I'm a very capable young man. Got a PlayStation 2 and an Xbox. Skipped the GameCube. Seemed like a great decision for a certain length of time, but now all the people that bought PlayStation 2s and Xboxes, they're like off the internet. The only app they use now is Strava, you know, and like Microsoft Teams or whatever. And all the people who bought a GameCube are still sticking around, writing the history on the real social media networks like Twitter about what was actually good 20 years ago. So there's nobody representing my voices. Nobody's like, hey, remember Amped? For the Xbox, they're all like, oh, I fucking get hard when I play Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg and shit like that. So my demographic is no longer represented. Remember Project Gotham Racing 2? You're like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Can't hold a fucking candle to Beautiful Joe. I wouldn't know, man. Okay, it is a single-player game that came out after 2004. How about The Evil Within? Came out... and it's a third-person game that came out after 2014. Elden Ring? Probably not made in the Unreal Engine. It got the consoles right. More recent... Yeah, it also has multiplayer now that I think about it. More recent than 2022. Okay, how about a little fucking Alan Wake 2? It's from 2024. It's from this year. Came out on every platform. A third person. This is so sad. Came out on everything. Third person single player game that came out on everything from this very year. Wow. I don't know, man. I got no idea. From this year? This year just started, dude. How about a clue? It's a role-playing strategy turn-based adventure. What is Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valencia? Nope. That's the wrong franchise. Probably did not come out on the Xbox now that I think about it. It may involve some fantasy warfare. What is Final Fantasy? That's clearly an MMO. Final Fantasy 14 is an MMO that just had an expansion come out. I have no idea. This is so embarrassing, dude. Honkai Third Impact? Honkai Star Rail? What is it? What is it, man? Let me go! Genshin Impact 3. Persona 3 Load. That makes sense. Your wife is ashamed of you? Excuse me, her game library looks like that because my game library looks like this. You wouldn't understand. The cycle of samsara requires a yin and a yang. You can't have two yins, you can't have two yangs. If we had two yangs, she wouldn't function right. If we had two yins, you would never see me again. Which one are you? I don't know the difference between the yin and the yang, to be honest. This shit is trying to out me, by the way. What's up with this ad, man? I forgot I don't do travel anymore. This shit makes me look like a chronic masturbator, dude. They're like, hey, here's 4 products you might enjoy. Watermelon mouthwash, anti-aging cream, extra strength Tylenol, and a Vino mango popsicle flavored jerk cream. We don't do travel anymore because the ads are too good. You ever see that video of that kid and his dad buying hand lotion because he graduated like the 8th grade or whatever? Oh, man.
From where? We just came from shopping at L'Occitane. It's the only store that's open on 86th Street because my man here did so well on his test. He just wanted some hand lotion, and we went up and got it, but now they're closing.
Now, let me ask you. You got good marks, and you wanted hand lotion? I guess because it's cold, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to make sure our hands stay moisturized. Have a great night.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll get him some hand lotion because he did really well in school this year. And the kid's like, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted some hand lotion. This is ceviche. Thinly sliced raw fish arrange on a plate. Prepare a citrus-based sauce using lime or lemon juice. This is like, it's not ceviche, but it's a spiritual cousin. And is this like hominy? Which would make this probably like Peru. They're calling him the world's most worldly man. Tiradito is a traditional Peruvian dish composed of thinly sliced raw fish. Well. Mr. Worldwide strikes again. Lentils. This is from India. This is Batman's favorite soup. Batman's favorite soup is mulligatawny. Lentils, chicken or lamb, onions, garlic, ginger, curry powder, carrots, celery, rice, coconut milk. Became popular in British cuisine. This is from India, man. It's mulligatawny, man, just like Elaine Bennis. Wheat flour, eggs, sugar, coconut milk, and pandan leaves. Buddy, I see pandan leaves, I know we're going to Indonesia. Oh, I know we're going to Malaysia. Yay. A Coke? Kind of snack, classified under the coup category. Every culture's got its own organically derived pancake recipe. I'm not saying pancakes are patient zero. Korea's got hotak. America's got pancakes. England has naan. Jun, that's true. Korea has jun too. It's like I was gonna say it's like the the crab of the food world where everything evolved into it. But I actually think that, don't people say like dumplings are like the crab of the food world? Like every culinary tradition has independently invented its own dumpling over the course of human history. It's one of the things humans like universally love. Is like, ooh, filling wrapped in bread. I'm not calling it into question. It's true. I'm not beating the allegations. Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller. I can't even think about it without laughing, man. That's got to be Little Fockers. Okay, Robert De Niro, 1995 to 2004. Probably take the score on that one. It's a good movie. 4+ words in the title. How about the king of comedy? Janine Garofalo and Ben Stiller. That would be the cable guy. She says there were no utensils in medieval times, hence there are no utensils at medieval times. Ben Stiller directed it. Ben Stiller also has a cameo as one of the brothers accused of murder on the stand, who says, they were speaking some kind of different language. I think it was Asian. Do not cite the old words to me, witch. 1995 to 2004. Something to do with cats and dogs. The trouble with cats. No. Dogs and cats. Cats. Give me a second here. The trouble. Four plus words in the title. Okay, 95 to 2004. Mystery Men. Four plus words in title. The truth about cats and dogs. Yes! Oh, top 2%? I knew it. My parents rented a movie with Janine Garofalo that had something to do with cats and dogs in like 1996. We take those. You should get this checked out. What's it like to think that medical professionals are on your side? They can't even... I'm not anti-medicine, okay? I'm anti the system. When you have a problem and you describe the symptoms, they don't reliably know what the fuck is wrong with you. What am I going to do? Walk into a doctor's office and go, hey, I'm remembering an abnormal amount of stuff? They're just going to be like, go the fuck home. Stop wasting my time. I went in there with diarrhea, stomach pain, weakness, weight loss, sores on my legs, and a stool sample and a urine sample. And they said, yeah, we don't really know what it is. Then, after the long weekend was over, they finally ran the labs on the poop, and they said, hey, there's bacteria in your poop. Do you want some antibiotics? And I was like, that would be nice. I appreciate that. You had to shit in the cup. It was worse. I had to put saran wrap over the toilet bowl, then close the seat on the saran wrap, and then poop onto the saran wrap. And then they give you like a little spoon, and you take the spoon and you put it in the cup. I'm eating right now. What do you think is going to happen afterwards, man? You should all be so lucky as to experience it at some point, because I think it's just the inevitability of the human condition. My son was born 2 days ago. We're going home today. Hospitals suck. Listen, this is not a knock on the birthing experience, because I get like the nurses have a lot of shit to do. But it is funny when I always think back. You like have the kid, you're in the room. Oh yeah, congratulations, by the way. And then they're like, okay, most important thing is that like you guys get a lot of rest right now. The baby needs a lot of rest. The mom especially needs a lot of rest. Dad, just look at your phone for a little bit. And then you fall asleep for like 8 minutes, and then it's like, tung! They like, a gurney like smashes open the door, and they're like, time to get your blood drawn, dirt! How are you feeling? Tired? Yeah, you're supposed to be getting a lot of rest right now. Okay, no, that's all I needed. Go get some rest. Then they like leave, and then like sometimes 3 minutes later, and sometimes like 2 hours later, they don't even like knock or anything, which they got stuff to do. I get it, but then they like just smash open the door with like a new machine. And they're like, I got to strap like 50 electrodes to your stomach right now. It's a blessing when you get to go home, though. For sure. I'm not knocking the nurses. There's more important stuff than like your own comfort at the hospital. I'm just saying. It would be nice, maybe it's not fair, but it would be nice if they were like, hey, we'll be back in 4 hours, so enjoy a good nap. Or if they were like, hey, we're going to be back in like 8 minutes, so don't get too comfortable. That would be a huge quality of life increase. But I understand that the demand in the hospital, you know, it works. They fit you in when they can. I was clapping out of my window during lockdown for a while. Probably like the first 2 or 3 months I was doing it. And then like everything opened up and then they shut everything back down again. And I remember like 7 o'clock rolled around. It's probably like, you know, October 2020. And some people started banging the pots and pans again, but it just didn't seem like it was going to take. It's like when you're at like a recital for like a kid's ballet and then like one person starts to do the standing ovation and everybody else is like, they're 7. We don't need to do the standing ovation for this. You gotta, this isn't the Cannes Film Festival, okay? We're not gonna do a 22-minute standing ovation for a bunch of 7-year-olds dancing to Can't Fight the Feeling from the Trolls soundtrack. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a great performance. Well, I'll say woo, but I'm not going much further than that. Sort the 5 boroughs of New York City and Rhode Island by their population, starting with the highest. Okay? I feel like Queens has the highest population. Perhaps the lowest population density, but the highest population. Staten Island is going to be really low. Manhattan is going to be low-ish. Rhode Island's tough. I feel like it's like Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Rhode Island, Manhattan, Staten Island. They're all wrong. Yeah! I love everybody that was like, Manhattan has way more. No, the fuck it doesn't, man. It's all fucking the time building and stuff like that. Central Park. I'm not going to say nobody lives there. Obviously, like 2 million people live there, but still. Come on. I know the buildings are huge. And a lot of people are probably sleeping in their office, but nobody cool? Yeah, I'll disagree with that. I bet there's a lot of cool people that live in Manhattan. It's only, I think, and this is me, I'm an outsider looking in. I feel like if you're not from New York, you're like, yeah, there's cool people that live in Manhattan. It's like only when you live in New York City that you're like, only the work robots live in Manhattan. I think it's one of those things where you can't see it accurately because you live inside the bubble. You don't know what the bubble looks like unless you're on the outside looking in. So true, followed by no one thinks that at all. You know what else no one thinks about in New York? Using a navigation app to figure out where to go. They'd rather just get lost. While simultaneously saying, oh, the thing I love about living here is that the streets are so like rationally designed. Which has a higher percentage of workers employed in farming, fishing, and forestry? I'm going to say this part of Texas that has a wildlife refuge and water right next to it. He's a genius. Which has a higher mean daily high heat index? I'm going to assume that Palm Bay, Melbourne, Florida is hotter than Poughkeepsie, New York. What has a higher percentage of people who speak Spanish at home? Boise City or Albuquerque? I'm going to go with the one that's in the state called New Mexico. Which has a higher percentage of people that work in agriculture, fishing, forestry, and hunting? Greensboro, North Carolina, or Fort Worth? My expectation would be that Fort Worth has a lot of white-collar workers, even though Texas is commonly associated with these more primary industries in cultural memory because it's a suburb of Dallas, whereas I've never heard of Greensboro. Which has a higher percentage of people who are Gen X? Gainesville, Florida media market or the Dothan, Alabama media market? This one, I think they're trying to trick me. I'm a genius. That one, I really just felt like, on the last one, they always throw in a trick question. Use a water filter or just raw dog the tap? It's crazy. When I drink water when I'm in the kitchen, I always go to the fridge, which has a water filter built in. But when I like pour 2 water bottles in the morning before I get on the Peloton, I'm raw dogging the tap. But the idea of pouring it from the tap, from the kitchen sink instead of the fridge filter is like, what am I, stupid? But then at 5:50 in the morning, the idea of taking 2 water bottles upstairs and then filling them up from that slow-ass filter is like, ain't nobody got time for that. So the answer is both, I guess. Okay, this is Barbara Streisand and Steve Martin. Okay. He's the chosen one. He will know our ways as if born to them. The Mahdi is too humble to admit that he is the Mahdi. It does kind of look like Rick Moranis or Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, man. Known for Meet the Fockers, Little Fockers. Oh, yeah, and The Way We Were. And for being like the only recording artist to have like a #1 hit in 7 different decades or something. But yeah, she's mostly known, I would say, these days for Little Fockers. You know, every once in a while, Dril still comes out with what I would consider a tweet worthy of printing and binding in a book and then placing in the Library of Alexandria. From 1 hour ago. The Everything app user at DRIL. And I quote, "Can anyone make this meme for me? The text should say, quotation mark, when you take the girl home and the pussy green, end quotation mark, and the genie from Aladdin is frowning." That's a great tweet. That's a fantastic tweet. That's inspirational. It's not a great tweet. It's actually a great tweet and you lack vision. Sure, you'll love it when someone does a 4-hour video essay on why the tweet is great. And you'll claim you always liked it. You cannot see the golden path. Good luck with the Dark Carnival. Me to my friend from Indiana in 2003, open parentheses, he will be beaten to death in the mosh pit. I don't get it. It's a little bit of a reference to the Insane Clown Posse. Can we, listen, I'm not saying you have to hand it to the Insane Clown Posse. They got their own crosses to bear. I think we should stop making fun of them for not knowing how magnets work. Because that shit, like, I know we all took, like, high school level science here. But, like, it's still kind of amazing. Like, I know how magnets work. But still, I don't think you should chide someone for being like, isn't this shit magic? It kind of is magic, just because there's a scientific explanation for it. Can you explain? Sometimes, like, all the fucking atoms point in the same direction. And they yearn. They yearn for their inverse. Sorry, the yen. Why do they do that? I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how much of, like, modern life is just predicated on, like, magical rocks. We shouldn't chide willful ignorance is a weird take. He said, fucking magnets, how do they work? Oh, I guess he did say, I don't want to talk to a scientist after that. Okay, I see where you're coming from. But you know what? I think there's some merit to that. I think that what Shaggy 2 Dope is saying when he says that is that he doesn't want the mystery of magnetism to be revealed to him because it might compromise his innate curiosity and instead turn the spectacular into the mundane. And the only way he knows how to express it is to say, the motherfuckers lying are getting me pissed. But I defend to the death his right to preserve his childlike wonder. You may call it willful ignorance. I call it putting a reasonable bound around the expectations that we should know everything on this earth, including the unknowable. I've entered the war on the Insane Clown Posse on the side of the Insane Clown Posse. Okay, first room. Now, it works like any other RPG like this. It's all about target selection, okay? So are we going to kill the druid before they get a chance to attack? I would say definitely not. Are we going to kill Shorty before they get a chance to attack? I would say that that's theoretically possible, and if we don't, we got a chance to take out the hag. By the way, what is, I don't mean to be offensive. I've seen the term hag a lot more on social media these days. As I understand it, it's kind of like Are people retaking the word MILF and rebranding it? Because it seems to apply to women over the age of 25 who are embracing what they feel is old age, but is actually just the twilight of their youth. Yeah, you pretty much got it. Okay, all right. There you go. See, I'm using context to get myself out of the coconut tree. It's not 25, it's 30. What's the difference? A lot. 26-year-olds, a lot, man, a lot. There's a huge difference. No, there's not. Anyway, you'll learn. Well, I can't target where I want to target. Are we going young witch or are we going hag on this one? I was going to say which way Western male. It's a joke. It's a joke. Is it disrespectful to have a charcuterie night with your friend's mother? I think it depends on your intentions, I guess. I don't know if I'm missing some context from social media or something. I think it depends on your intentions a little bit. I don't think it's disrespectful if you're just hanging out like socially, but if you're like, this is an in for me, then yeah, it's a little unusual. Did you see the tweet that was causing controversy today? That was like an illustration of eating outside. And it's like, sure, I love eating outside. And then it was like wobbly table, wobbly stool, room temperature, wine, sweaty charcuterie and cheese, flying insects, sticky table. Like, there's something to it, man. I every summer, like the first day in April or May where the weather's nice, I'm like, oh, I would kill to be on a patio. Then when I'm actually like eating outside and there's like flies flying into my spaghetti and stuff like that, I'm like, what am I doing out here, man? This is like why we invented walls. Yeah, the wind blows away your napkins. People that are walking by are like, hey, 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 hey. Ah, man, it's the indoors is a great. Well, eating outside of your house is nice. Eating outside in a restaurant can be nice, and drinking beers outside is great. But anyway, I'm that's an aside. I got to figure out how I want to play this. Oh, but I do always feel bad because I feel like when I go to a restaurant, they always ask. Hopefully, they're like, "Do you want to eat outside?" And I'm like. I feel like it would be doing them a service if I relented and said yes, because then they would have all those indoor tables that they could give to people who need them. But I'm always like, we'd prefer to sit inside. Sorry. Especially because sorry, this is like way too like Vancouver specific. During the pandemic, you know, the restaurant industry was having some problems, obviously. And there was a lot less traffic on the roads. So they greenlit like all these, they took back like a lane of traffic on major thoroughfares to allow the restaurants there to have like 4 to 10 tables that were like on the street and then bounded by like a fence. And the first time I ate at one of those, I was like, this is sick, man. And then, like, as things started opening up again and the roads got full of, like, cars with choking exhaust and stuff like that, I was like, this sucks ass, dude. So I'm, like, trying to eat lamb souvlaki, and I got, like, a GMC Yukon, like, right next to me idling at, like, 98 decibels, just belching black smoke right into the atmosphere. And I'm like, this sucks, dude. I want to move in. If that's moving up, I'm moving in. I think we're going to be in a great position after this, though. So we get 2 attacks. Young Witch has to die to physical damage, basically. Wow, your weapon broke? What does that even mean, bro? You threw the boomerang so bad, you shattered it. Critical fail, break a weapon. How could you, man? Hunter goes first, that's new. Crippling shot on perfect applies, you move to the last in order. Fire arrow on perfect, you light on fire. I don't know how much damage fire does. Look at that, it inflicts 3 damage. So if we use a focus, 77% chance that this kills you before you can attack, I think. Even if it didn't crit, well, it did anyway. Okay. I'm learning how to use your focus is like I've expanded my abilities in this game tenfold. People thought I didn't know how to play RPGs, man. Maybe the problem is they're too easy for a guy like me. When are you playing Baldur's Gate 3? Listen, I apologize to Curve Games. We're going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3 for a second. You know how baseball games are too long, so every night TSN takes the Blue Jays game and compresses the 3.5-hour broadcast down to like the 22 minutes where something valuable to the result actually happens. If they do that with Baldur's Gate 3, maybe I'll play Baldur's Gate 3, but I don't have 100 hours to spare to just chuck at it just on word of mouth, okay? You so do? I so don't, but we don't need to get into it. Okay, Rudy. You're not going to be in Rush Hour 3. You spend 15 hours a week on Balatro? Yeah, because that's game of the year, man. They need to study the game selection Andes in like a double-blind study from Johns Hopkins University. I'm not trying to, punch down. I'm just saying, how is it possible a year on from Baldur's Gate 3 after saying once a month for the last year that, no disrespect, but I'm not going to play it, they're still out here being like, yeah, but you'd like it though. It's just not going to happen, man. Did you make it? If you made it, I get it. Macros, I get it from you. Okay? But if you just like Baldur's Gate 3, honestly, if you like Baldur's Gate 3, you should be happy that I'm not playing it. Because I'm probably going to... You might think that the worst thing is me ignoring it, but the worst thing is definitely me playing it the way I play through story-rich games, which is, skip dialogue, skip dialogue, skip dialogue. Who's this guy? I murder him. Oh, he was my love interest when I played the game. You missed out on all his rich characterization. This, I'm to thine own self be true. I'm not saying that the game is bad. I'm just saying it's not a fit for the kind of thing that I do, okay? You're like, yeah, but what about what I want, man? I would love to watch 45 minutes of you playing a 150-hour campaign and then say, remember when he did that? That was so much fun. I would love to tweet, I missed NL's Baldur's Gate 3 stream today. Can someone summarize it for me? But not actually engage with the content in a meaningful way as a primary source. You know what? Just for that, we're playing a slow jam. NL, please say hi to my manager, Bryan. Hello, Bryan. But there's a natural enemy, a natural opposition and antagonism between Ryans and Bryans because we keep taking each other's Starbucks orders, okay? I wish we were all Ryans or Bryans. That way we could... I don't care really what banner we unify under. But at some point... Because I always thought that it was like a Bryan issue. So I was always like, man, the Bryans do not enunciate the B when they say their name. But I don't think it's a Bryan issue, because the Bryans also have problems with the Ryans. But that problem is not to me, because every time I have to give my name for an order, I always say Ryan. And then they always go, okay, Bryan. And I'm like, where did the B come from, man? That's like one of the most percussive letters. Like, you're just inserting like a... What's the opposite of a silent letter? Like a loud letter that doesn't exist? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we've done the bit before a few times. Any chance the druid dies here? Yeah, there could be a chance, man. I don't like chances. My name is Rance, and they're always taking my Starbucks orders. I mean, how many chances are you coming across, though? I feel like that's pretty rare. I mean, Rance is obviously rarer. Hey, NL, at what temperature do you keep your house? So you're just trying to start an argument. There's like, I think there's 1 degree of tolerance that people accept, somewhere between like 69 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or maybe 68 and 69. Everything else is either like you hate the environment or like fuck you, you're rich. Or alternatively, it's like, really? You deny yourself all creature comforts? What's my room at right now? I don't want to tell you. It's not worth it. I don't have the heat on. I'll tell you that. But like, well, I don't know. Am I not based? It's 76 right now, but it's the summertime, which means I'm based because I don't have the AC on down here. Yeah, so fuck you, man. I'm cooking down here. Where, meanwhile, your ass over in Arizona, a place that God never intended human beings to be able to comfortably exist, is out there like 68, putting 40 degrees of ice into the air. Okay, Taylor Swift. Party rock. It's in the house tonight? Hello, friend. Nothing personal. Crag have to work. Okay, you're going last. That sucks for you. Big whiff. 11 damage with 15 damage mitigation. Just goes to show you I'm happy to have it. Oh, that's nothing. He's just gonna block my music. Like iPhone users when that U2 album was placed on their hard drive without their permission. Okay, you need to kill this fool. That's very nice. Are you still burning? I don't know. That's nothing. I think I just want to kill you then. Don't miss. That should be good. Every day I'm suffering. It's the combination of the LMFAO reference and then just dissolving into little rocks. That was really good. Oh, man. Okay, first things first. Slow jam right here. I've never seen a juggler drop the ball. This might be hard. I was thinking about that when I was playing yesterday. I've probably seen 8 public juggling performances in my life. And I've never seen, from 8 different jugglers. And I've never seen anyone make a mistake. It's kind of crazy, man. First principles tell us that what that means then is that juggling must be easy as hell, dude. Because I've never seen anyone drop like a machete or a bowling pin or like a torch that's on fire or anything. It must be insanely simple. I'm gonna stop lining up and getting in a circle for it, man. Rich ass? You don't have to be rich to see juggling, man. You just have to like go outside during the Tulip Festival or whatever. I also used to live in a city that every year put on something called buskers, where like lots of street performers would come to the city, and then they're, you know, I mean, inevitably like 90% of them were jugglers. So it really knocked out like a lot of juggling performances in like 3 or 4 different years. No one juggles at red lights over the pond? What? Like in their cars? Is that like a British thing? Which side of the pond do they do that on? I don't know. I gotta find out though. I also feel like, what percentage of, I would bet that less than 50% of jugglers own a unicycle, but I do feel like 98% of unicyclists know how to juggle. One time I was biking around Stanley Park, and a man in his 60s on a unicycle like blew by me, probably traveling like 35% faster than I was traveling. And I was like, this dude is just on another level. Cause like, so I was like, this dude, he can't like lean forward into an arrow position. Like he's in the least arrow position you can be in, sitting straight up. And he has nothing to lean on. And he's still like, I don't know, he was going like at least 30 kilometers an hour. And I was like, this guy's crazy. I was about to share the same story, and I only rode around Stanley Park once in my life. He must do it every day because he's like insanely good at it. And then there was another individual that I used to see a lot unicycling, and I felt like I grew with them. It's like the first time I saw them unicycle, they were doing great work, don't get me wrong. Like they were staying balanced and they were riding, but they didn't look like they were necessarily a master. And then like a couple of years later, I saw them and they were free soloing like a hill with a 40% grade, just like it was nothing. It's kind of amazing to see that level of like human progress. Too bad you can't see the same level of progress in Roller Girl. Well, as I understand it, Roller Girl is on roller skates a lot, but she's also like partly preoccupied with like yelling at people as they move through Vancouver crosswalks. So her focus might be like specking into a different area. Goblin Bomb. Now we got some solos. Oh! Okay, everybody's got less armor. That's fine. That's fine, man. That's fine. We were so close to receiving an X-bomb. Tom Jones. Found a Hag's Bane. Okay. Curve Games, hello, and thank you for the sponsorship. You're welcome for playing. I had a great time. This is the Dark Carnival DLC, which is free, which just came out for the King 2, which is 25% off right now. Exclamation point FTK, or peep the video description for a link to check it out and get more information for yourself. Enjoy yourself. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and thanks again to Curve Games. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So is sap in the trash? Listen, gamers, I'm begging you, okay? Games can exist on a continuum of it's so over to we're so back, okay? It's not just like either it's one of the 5 most popular games in the world or is a dead game. All I'm going to say, though, is I think they need to make sap too. Because somehow we ended up in like, there's way too many mechanics in it now for me to wrap my head around. We kind of need like sap 2 to come out so they can be like, catfish does 1 extra damage whenever it takes damage or something like that. They either distill it down to brass tacks for me personally to get back in, I think. They already have a catfish? Okay, well maybe like another animal they don't have, like a cricket or something. What if they added the defect to sap? Don't at me. So I've been working my way through when I have some time. I've been working my way through Slay the Spire on my phone. I'm back up to Ascension 15 on the defect. A20 Ironclad and A20 Silent are already done. When the defect pops, he pops. But I feel like the defect is kind of shitty. Fun, but a little weaker on the base level than the original 2 characters. I can't speak to the Watcher because I don't remember what it was like to play the Watcher. Even though I did A20 it on PC. But that being said, when you get... listen, I don't want to just hit you with war stories for like Slay the Spire, but like when you happen to get enough energy to actually be able to play Echo Form, ooh, it's over, man. So true. When Agent 47 hits you with Echo Form Glacier, then you play all your cards that cost 0. Then you play all for 1 and bring back all your cards that cost 0. Then you use a Liquid Memories potion and bring back all for 1. Use it on the boss. It brings back all your cards that cost 0. Ooh. Don't give them ideas for a Hitman card game. I would love a Hitman card game. I would play a Hitman deck builder, man. In fact, I did. It's called Fights in Tight Spaces. It's pretty good. Hitman deck builder will cause Midnight Suns redemption. I feel like we're already living in the Midnight Suns redemption. It's a slow burn, but people are finally over the last like year starting to recognize how good Midnight Suns is. The thing is, there's still so much copium in the air because they can't accept that it was their own biases that kept them from playing it in the first place, as if not everybody who saw it was like, no, Marv, this is such a coworker game, an Iron Man strategy game, I just want XCOM 3. Instead, it's like, oh, the marketing team really did a bad job. I would have played it, but the marketing team did such a bad job that I wasn't aware how good it was, even though it got reviewed greatly and it was like a media storm when it came out. Sorry, I got a chip on my shoulder about that because I played it on stream for like 60 hours, including the DLC. And like for all 60 hours, everybody was like, this looks like garbage. Then it got discounted 75% in Steam sales, and people went, whoa, it's actually really good. No kidding. I hate marketing complaint Andes. I just like the guy who only watches like pirated sports broadcasts, watches like movies that he's got on his Plex server and stuff like that, doesn't listen to any media at all, and has 17 ad blockers in his browser. Did the marketing department for this just take the month off from work? I didn't even know this existed. Meanwhile, if you like step outside of your home, there's like 100 billboards for it. Come on, man. They didn't literally go door to door telling me to purchase this media property. Are they even trying? I like how all of Vancouver is still covered in ads for Elspeth. I have that exact thought an awful lot, actually. I do feel like maybe it indicates that bus billboards are completely dead, because every bus stop does still have the Elspeth like and she's got the Statue of Liberty hat on. And I'm like, I remember when the ads first popped up, I was like, I really liked The Good Wife for, I don't know, like 4 seasons or something like that, maybe 5 seasons. And then they came out with like The Good Fight 12 years later with Christine Baranski. And I was like, okay, maybe people are like still interested in The Good Wife. Then they came out with Elspeth, and I was like, does The Good Wife really have that much cultural legacy to spawn like 2 extra spin-offs? Like it's kind of amazing. I don't begrudge them. I mean, The Good Wife is an underrated show by network TV standards. So I guess I should play Hitman at some point, huh? I think we'll just take a knife in with us as well. I like the bus ads that tell you that blood in your urine is bad. The ads that I don't get are like, are realtor ads. Like apparently every realtor is a top 1% realtor. I don't know if I've ever been in a situation, well, I guess I haven't had too much opportunity to be in this situation, but I've never like seen a sign with a person on it and been like, yeah, that's the motherfucker I want to sell my house. Like, I don't even know what I would do to find a realtor if I was gonna, I guess I would go to Google and I would type in Vancouver realtors, and then I would like scroll past all the sponsored ones and click on the first reputable link, which would probably be on like page 75. Yeah, isn't it like a feeding frenzy if you ever say you want to sell your house? I understand why there's so many realtors in Vancouver too, because like the average home price is like $1.2 million, and then they make 2% on the sale. And I don't want to say like they don't do anything, but I feel like they do about as much as they do in an area where the average housing price is like $300,000. So it's like there's way more incentive to become a realtor where the houses are more expensive. I'm not necessarily knocking realtors. I'm just saying that this to me seems like a follow the money situation. Okay, I didn't really want his hand to get stuck in the tumble dryer. That's gonna look like foul play is involved. It's a little disgusting. But there you go. That was great. He is saying ye-ouch. Ye-ouch. My daughter loves when I say ye-ow. It might actually be her favorite bit. Although ever since we laughed at a guy in the Walmart parking lot who said Hawk Tuah when we went camping, she has been saying Hawk Tuah, and then my wife and I have to like get stern and be like, no! We don't say Hawk Tuah, okay? We just laugh when we hear it. We never repeat it. He's very easy to kill. As long as nobody notices this. No push! No push! Everyone chill. It's actually very doable. Bad time to reload, buddy. So I'm gonna just take issue, because me personally, I'm gonna say that was not actually a silent attack and I've been lied to. I still gotta do one more kill too. And I lost my briefcase. I'm walking around like a laundry worker with a shotgun in my hand and a golden sniper rifle on my back, man. I'm blending in. Tell me more about the best onions in Mumbai. You gotta drop it? I'm not dropping my legendary sniper rifle. That's not a thing that's gonna come to pass, okay? Fuck, man. I surrender. Okay, this one's gonna be a little messy. 0 collateral damage. That's what it's all about. I mean, if we lose this one, I think we're cooked. Take refuge behind the tuk-tuk. Bro, they gotta give these guys higher grade munitions! No, man.
Unfortunate. It rather appears.
My campaign! That's alright, we'll start over. We'll start over. Why not change the skies? I've never been to Mumbai, but like, based on the Hitman map, I'm inclined to think there is very little privacy to be found, man. There were people everywhere. I'm a little upset because the dude was on the ledge. So I walked up to him thinking, I'll just hit X and push him off. No big deal. But then I did silent attack, but they heard, man. They heard. Or maybe they saw. Ah! Yeah, that's the guy. That's the asshole. Hang on. / user Tom York. Let me see here. Holy cow, we got a lot of people. / user Tim York. / user Tim York. Let me see what your last 10 messages look like. You're okay. Kind of. Sort of. Yeah, you're all right. He passed. If I was giving a performance evaluation, is that a 3 out of 3? Did you exceed expectations? No. But you also didn't fail expectations. It was a satisfactory chat log. Aren't you encouraging the type of behavior when you give them attention? Yeah, but then that's like saying, oh, aren't you encouraging people to commit murder when you put them on trial? No, because then you throw them in prison. So if you audit someone and it's bad, then they get banned and the unban request gets denied. Unless they're Faint Bunny and then they're in a permanent state of reform. This is the marketing department thing all over again. The streamer incentivized my bad behavior. I had no choice but to type a death threat. What else could I do? My man, you're 38 years old. Oh my gosh, I got the purple Ica briefcase. Yes! Yes! Oh, gunpowder. Purple briefcase kind of sick though. Kind of swagged up. Kind of giving Snoop Dogg and Starsky and Hutch vibes. Okay, well load the cannon, bro. What do you mean not loaded? Load cannon with cannonball. Come on, buddy. Come on. You sack of shit. They don't even notice? Never mind, he's insanely pissed. Why'd you do that? I've never done it before. That's why I did it. Still gotta open the safe. Nah, it's only money, man.
I know you.
Yeah, know this. Okay, wait, do you have are you a different outfit? You're the same disguise. I don't like this spawn, man. Put me back in the central square at the start of it. Cause otherwise, just gotta level with you boys.
That's a nice piece of merchandise.
Who's next? He's a ghost. I don't think you did anything wrong at all. There we go. Now that was actually an effective distraction. Now we can head over here. They don't have Wi-Fi. He ain't got internet, so we can just come up here. They don't even know that anything's wrong.
I respect it, sir. This is off limits.
I'm not allowed in the house either. Okay, well, this is not good. This is bad.
You need to follow me. Stay calm.
Come on in.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate. Return to the safe house.
They don't know.
Collect your
They literally don't know. It's insanity. Possibly the least Especially considering I know this map somewhat well. Possibly the least elegant way to kill one person that's ever been done. I didn't accomplish any of my bonus objectives. And I killed like 7 targets that there were no reason, or 7 non-targets there were no reason to kill. Not, I mean, you had fun, that's good. Having fun is good. For sure. That's how I would have did it. I can see why they call this game Assassination 3. Danita, you didn't see Melon Man, okay? You didn't see Melon Man. Plus, you know what? On the bright side, at least we got to fire the cannon. That was fun. We also did not get the safe. Didn't get any bonus objectives. Didn't get a stash. We received nothing of value from that. Okay. Red hair. Oh, they hate me. They know I'm not the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Oh no, I'm trespassing. I don't have the right kind of suit to be here. That's the wrong pay grade, man. Well, you know what we do. This dude's got his tie all messed up. That's how you know he's been working too long. This dude's running like a discount cash flow model on Exxon right now, and he's like, doesn't anyone care about the environment? Get thee to a nunnery. You have jaundice, my man. You need to go to the hospital when you wake up. Also, briefs? In 2024? Okay, let me take a peep at you. Necklace. Hat. Earrings, impossible to tell. Not fair. Literally, what is your problem? The secret network? Okay, all right.
It is on to you and is trying to get away.
That's not her. Just run, bro. It's over. It's over. Bro, you're throwing a flashbang? We're in a bank right now. Rubber bullets. Non-lethal.
47. You need to act fast. Your target is
I'm going as fast as I can. All I can do is a leisurely jog. Campaign failed. No!
How unfortunate. It rather appears that.
All right, that's even better because we can start fresh next time.
Back to the drawing board.
They were like, "You're not Bill. Bill has jaundice, dude." We could do Bandle really quick though. Bandle.app. 2011, 2.5 billion views. Is this is it Gangnam Style? No, that's 2012. 2011. Big songs from 2011. Adele was kind of popping, I think. Is it possible this is Rolling in the Deep by Adele? Nope. Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins. Sounds good. I feel like this is Justin's nightmare song. I have no idea, man, I swear. It sounds familiar, like I've heard it in like a Shoppers Drug Mart or something. What is 1,000 Years? Christina Perri, 1,000 Years, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn. This has 2.5 billion views. I've never, I believe it's possible I've never heard this in my life. You know it? I don't think I do, man. I was not going to high school dances in 2011. I wasn't riding the school bus. I don't think I've ever heard it. I don't think I've ever heard this song in my life. Apologies to this song. I don't think I've ever heard this before. It could be walking down the street and I wouldn't know a thing. I have seen a Twilight movie. I saw Breaking Dawn to make fun of it during an earlier era of my life. It's a fucking cracked up phrase, earlier era. It's not from that one. Wait, did I say Breaking Dawn? I meant New Moon. I saw New Moon, the second one. Did you like it? No, it was really bad. It wasn't even like bad enough to make fun of. It was just bad in kind of like a mundane way. But it also is not for me. It's not for like a, you know, hyper sarcastic like 22-year-old guy in 2008. It was for like 12-year-olds. So like I don't know why I was watching it in the first place. It's like going to KFC and being like, it tastes like shit. You're like, yeah, buddy, you're at KFC. What do you expect? Popeyes is down the street. And the word is out already. It's not like it's a secret. Popeyes is worse. I'll admit I was pandering. I've had Popeyes one time and I thought it was really bad. I have KFC once every 6 years and I'm usually like, it's pretty good until the food actually comes out and I'm like, they're serving this shit on a paper plate? What the fuck? All right, I will send you to my wife's stream. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back on Monday. I can't imagine that I wouldn't be back on Monday. Goodbye.
You strain your labrum? How does one strain the labrum? Is this the same thickness of ligma? Are you ligma-ing me right now? I fell for it once. I'm not gonna fall for it twice. Someone in dance chat has busted labrum too. Yeah, did they say ligma balls? You have a terminal ligma? I don't have bad shoulders. It's been a while. I don't know. Maybe it's the Elden Ring getting all that tensity on my shoulder or something. I have no idea, man. Do I like matcha? Of course I like matcha. Labrum is a real body part and shoulder. That's what you would say. If you were to say ligma is a real part of your body. Oh! Are you doing the matcha? Are you doing the matcha bit? You motherfucker. I caught you before you linked that shit.
Hey, NL, do you like matcha? Shut the fuck up. Matching your nuts up with my forehead or something. Matcha, how about you match your lips around my you know what? You piece of crap. You think I'm gonna fall for that shit again? You like cold brew? Yeah, I love cold brew. Oh, could you brew up some juice to put on my nuts that you could suck off? You fucking asshole, dickhead. Bad man. Get back here. Get back here. Can't answer it. Just can't have a conversation these days. Everyone's always telling me to suck on their nuts.
Why don't you matcha my balls, son? I cut your dead ass right there, bro. Why don't you matcha my ligma balls, bro? Oh, hello.
Yes.
Oh my god, you ordered socks.
Yes.
From Amazon. That's crazy.
12 pairs.
That's crazy.
Of the exact same sock.
Ryan, do you like matcha?
Yes, I like matcha. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What are you matching my balls?
That doesn't even make sense.
It makes all sense.
Why don't you match up my balls?
Oh, hey, that's not right to do that to your wife on stream.
I put my balls up against anybody's if we're talking about matching our balls.
Ew, what the hell? Now that's across the line, man. If I get banned because of Ryan, can you ban Ryan instead and not my stream?
Banned for what?
Matching your balls.
Nothing illegal about that.
It's illegal on my stream.
12 pairs. Oh, man. Dual defense, wicking, and odor protection?
So while your wife is saying there's chance that her right shoulder is gonna dislocate, you're fantasizing over your 12 pairs of socks?
There's no fantasizing. They're here. They're in front of me. Is your shoulder okay? What happened?
I don't know, it's been a week, but it's like, it feels like it's
It can't
gonna...
be that bad, because this is the first time I've heard you mention it.
Well, because I thought it's gonna go away, but then it didn't go away. And every time when I lift this with my right arm, it's like, ugh! It feels like it's gonna dislocate.
Can I suggest that maybe it's because of the prodigious size of your mug?
No. How often do you think I lift this thing?
I don't know. I've seen how long it takes you to drink a glass of water, so... Maybe like 150 times a day? If I had to guess.
No, it's not! It's not! You made fun of me again! Harassed me and made fun of me? What the heck? He's cooking his own dinner. The only thing he's cooking is his own dinner. All while pogging his socks. I know, what the hell, man? What a dirty dog. For what? Matching the balls? Now I have this imagery of Ryan matching his balls with other dudes' balls in the changing room. I did not want that, man. I did not want that. You got any spade 8 there? Nah? Nah? Diamond 7? No? That sounds like something that he would do. What are you talking about? You think? I hope not, man. I will freaking... He's gonna get arrested. Every guy? Wait, you telling me every guy does that? What do you mean, Chet, don't tell her? What do you mean, Chet, don't tell her? Now I am not even... I'm tarnished. She doesn't know. What do you mean? Do not lick my ball on this. Right, recreational activity do you think Ryan was getting up to yesterday? Come on, ... Do you think Ryan only lives in your fantasy, boy? He does not live in your fantasies, bro. While you're sipping on Mountain Dew, writing a fanfic. You are a boy.
Because every Disney musical has like one song that's just catchy and fun. The GOAT is Never Had a Friend Like Me from Aladdin. And I'm not just saying that because I have to hear it 100 times a day right now while I drive my kid around. And then I go, is this your favorite song? And then she goes, no, it's my stuffed animal's favorite song. And I'm like, yeah, likely story. Well, Alibaba, he had them 40 thieves. Scheherazade, he had 1,000 tales. Well, partner, you're in luck because up your sleeve you got a friend who magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now. Heavy ammunition in your camp. You got some punch pizzazz, and how all you gotta do is rub that lamp, and then I'll say,